Hey everyone, just as an aside, throughout this video I consistently refer to an Alien Resurrection, which is in fact the fourth film of the original Alien series, when I meant to say Alien Covenant, which is the sequel to Prometheus, the second of the two Alien prequel films. Just wanted to get that note in there. How's it going, everyone? Rival Indigo here, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Alien franchise. In fact, it is my favorite sci-fi horror franchise. And this covers, the films, the video games. In fact, I really think Alien Isolation, it's unfortunate, but it really does need a sequel. Anyways, I know some people are not the biggest fans of the Prometheus and Alien Resurrection prequels to the original Alien series of films. I actually think they're quite fantastic. Prometheus, to me, it just felt like it was a slow burn, of course, but like a really good human origins type story, and of course, alongside the origins of the xenomorphs. And then, of course, Alien Resurrection following up on this. And I liked the idea that you had kind of these two split paths in the Alien universe. You had this is sci-fi horror and, monster horror type stuff going on in the primary Alien universe, where you weren't really seeking out any of the background, any of the origins, the real lore of these aliens and where they came from. You were just trying to survive. That was the idea. Is that, okay, here's big bad alien creatures, and here's the people trying to not get killed by them. So that's great. I loved Alien. I loved Aliens. I actually like, to a lesser extent, obviously Alien 3 and what was the last one called? But the fourth film, Alien 4. I actually really liked Alien 4. To me, it was kind of like your prototypical mid to late 90s sci-fi horror. I like the aesthetics and the shooting style and everything about it in that sense. Anyways, this is a big-time franchise, very well-known, been around forever. One of the real groundbreakers back in the 70s. And we do have the announcement of a new Alien film on the way. Now, like I said, I'm a fan of the Alien prequels, Prometheus and especially Resurrection as well, and I was kind of hoping for a little bit more along that path, because that path was, this is happening in the same universe as the other Alien films, but it's different characters in a completely different direction. Their events are essentially unrelated, because of, the path that we're taking with this storyline. But it looks like we are getting more Alien. And at first I was a little skeptical, especially because, 20th Century Fox or 20th Century is now just a studio subsidiary, whatever, within Disney. And the fact that it's going to stream on Hulu. However, it does look like Ridley Scott is back to produce. So that part, I'm like, okay, if Ridley Scott's on board, I'm on board. I've trusted basically everything he's done with the franchise. I love his films, his vision. And then it looks like Fede Alvarez will be directing, and I'm sure that that's somebody handpicked by Ridley Scott. I should probably look into who Fede Alvarez is. However, the news that kind of came out today, because this had already been announced, earlier this year that this film was coming, but it looks like we have a lead star, and this is from Digital Spy UK. New Alien movie takes exciting step forward as it lands lead star. It looks like it is Kaylee. I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Spaney. I'm reading the pronunciation, but I think that's what it is. Kaylee Spaney. Good-looking young girl. Well, she's 24, but she's been in a few things before. It looks like she was in Pacific Rim Uprising, which I have not seen. Bad Times at the El Royale, which I wanted to see but never did, so I wouldn't recognize her from that either. And a couple other things, TV dramas and the sort. And get this, she was apparently in 2019 in a music video for the All American Rejects called Send Her to Heaven, which now I'm going to have to check that out because I actually loved All American Rejects back in the day. Anyways, so it sounds like pieces are starting to fall into place. Like, this may actually happen, which of course that would make me very happy. like I said, I'm a big fan of this franchise. I'm always excited to see more of it come along, and the fact that Ridley Scott is directly involved in producing means to me, okay, it's going to stay within his original vision. I saw something that called this a soft reboot. The term soft reboot is not as bad a term as people think it is. Like, at first, I of course have a knee-jerk reaction to that as well. I'm like, oh God, I don't want this rebooted. Just, but soft reboot's a little bit different. It's kind of like, yeah, we're not erasing what happened before, but we're kind of like, here's a fresh start somewhere in that universe. Kind of like what Prometheus was, in a sense. Actually, Prometheus was basically a soft reboot, because Scott himself had actually said that the original films, didn't actually take the story path that he wanted, that Prometheus was actually closer to his original vision for the series, which I really liked. So again, soft reboot does not mean bad, unlike most reboots and remakes these days, especially because it does have the original director or producer on board to like make sure everything goes according to canon and plan. So that's all I got for you today. I just thought that was pretty cool. I will have the link in the description, but I'm sure you can look it up wherever you'd like. But yeah, new Alien film. Production does seem to be moving forward, so it looks like it will be happening, and that is awesome.